Augusta, Georgia, where thousands have lined the banks this afternoon, 35,000 strong, to watch 70 drivers from 5 different countries battling for world championship points. This is round number 2 of the IOGP Tour for 1987, and our technical advisor today on the broadcast is Mike Butler from Mercury Performance Products. And Mike, let's take a look at the 3 classes we have today.
Well, thanks, Steve. The 3 classes we'll see today are the SST 140, the Mod VP, and the Champ boats. The SST 140s are really the training ground for the Champ class. They use stock Mercury 200 power heads on a racing gear case. They're wooden hulls, and they'll reach speeds of 115 miles an hour. The Mod VPs, on the other hand, are fiberglass boats, also running a stock power head with a stock gear case. They'll see speeds there of about 100 miles an hour. The 3rd class we'll see today is the Champ class. On this course, we'll see about 125 mile an hour speeds. These boats are similar to the SST 140, but the engines are highly modified 2-liter Mercuries. They're pulling 300 horse at 10,000 RPM.
And the drivers really love this course here at Augusta. It's narrow and it's really tricky, 1.25 miles around. As we take a look at the course itself, the drivers come from a dead stop from the dock, coming to turns 1 and 2, then come down this long back straightaway, and here a very difficult turn 3 and 4. And earlier I had a chance to take a closer look at this point of the course. The key to the drivers this weekend in order to come up with victory at Augusta is here through turns number 3 and 4. Why? Because they come off the back straight doing well over 125 miles an hour. They come through turn 3 at that point, and it's flat out until they come to turn number 4. There they're pointing directly at the fans. They're doing well over 50 yards a second. They're only about 300 feet away from hitting the banking. They immediately must make a quick turn down the front straightaway. It's decision time for them there because they've got to let the boat down and gather the speed up very quickly. A very dangerous place before in years past. We've seen some very close calls here at Augusta in this very dangerous turn 4. But it's the key to victory here this afternoon.
Steve, the course looks good now, but you could see from that video that it can get very rough out there.
Well, we'll see as the afternoon goes along. 1987 is shaping up to be a fantastic season with new teams, new drivers, and new venues, including well over $50,000 in prize money here at Augusta this afternoon. We'll be back for the start of the SST race when we return right after this. We're back at Augusta, and we're set for the first race of the afternoon, the SST 140s, and 15 boats will make up the field. And here's the lineup. Kevin Miller is on the pole for the 2nd race in this series this year.
He's an up-and-coming driver. He's been looking good every race.
Terry Leatherby, by the way, is starting 2nd. He finished 2nd a year ago.
Jim McKay, now he's our winner from Jacksonville, and I like his driving style.
Terry Mitchell is starting 4th. He didn't finish that first race in Jacksonville. He had an accident. Jay Price has moved up. He'll be starting 5th. He started 18th a year ago in this race. And the man who's starting 6th won this race back in 1985, Harley Wilson out of Kissimmee, Florida. He is the current 2-time world champion in this class, and you know everybody's going to be watching him, Mike.
7th is David Ennis, and qualifying 8th is Tony Romero.
Homer Green is back. Tim Siebold in a new boat this time around. He's with a new team, California Gold. This is his first time back in SST 140 in a long time, Mike. And Ken Davis, who's starting 12th, finished 2nd in that first race in Jacksonville. He could be tough this afternoon, coming up and working his way up from the back of the pack.
Well, we've got a lot of young new drivers here, Steve, and I'm looking for a good, exciting race. Harley was 6th. I look for him to improve almost immediately. And Jim McKay, he's going to be tough.
Well, Jim sure will be, because he really dominated the proceedings in Jacksonville. As you see, the fans are finding the right vantage points to watch this race. Some like to stand along the bank. Some like to go a little bit higher as we wait for the 1-minute gun. And as the gun goes off, we had a chance to talk to our pole sitter this afternoon, Kevin Miller.
The boat's really set up the exact same way we had in Jacksonville. We haven't touched it. I think I'm just getting a little more used to the boat. It's really what it is. The boat's different from when I used to drive. So, you know, basically that's I think what it is. I'm just getting a lot more seat time in it and be able to drive it harder.
Seconds to go now. All eyes on the official starter, Mike Tomlinson, with the white flag up. He drops the flag, and the boats are underway. As the boats come to life now, we see the pole sitter. It's Kevin Miller, who has jumped off to a quick lead on the outside. As we watch Terry Leatherby try to make a move, we saw right away, Mike, that it looked like it was Harley Wilson in 6th position who was looking for another lane.
Yeah, you could see Harley. He moved to the outside. He wanted the outside lane around that first turn.
Well, let's see if all boats get through this very important turn number 1 and 2, and they don't, because there's a problem there.
Yes, Steve, two boats tangled in the turn. It was Terry Mitchell and David Annis.
And the red flare has gone off. They have officially stopped the race. There's David Annis in the water. And you can see the Chattanooga Stars, the rescue crew here on the IOGP Tour, quickly going to him, double quick time to try to get him with the water stretcher there, get him in the boat as quick as possible and move him on shore. If we can see the replay again on this, we'll get a chance to see here on the right side. It looks like this is where it happens, Mike, because the leaders have gone through on the left. Look to the right side of the screen, and there you see a hull up in the water.
Yes, Steve, you can see that where the boats came together. Terry Mitchell barrel rolled and David Annis hit him in the side.
Well, it happened the last race that Mitchell ran into a problem, as did David Annis. And let's go down and we'll hear what the drivers had to say about the incident.
I took off. I was drag racing Terry to the inside, and he wasn't giving an inch. I put my hand up going down the chute. I said, no, I'm out of it.
Well, you see, it ain't one in the first turn.
I know that. I let off. I said, it ain't working.
Maybe have the first turn. I'll win it.
Tell you what, if it wasn't so hard to dig to the back of the pack, I'd like back and see what everybody's doing.
At Pope Chevrolet, get more for your money. All our used vehicles go through a 35-point inspection to ensure you the best.
We're back for the restart of the SST 140s. And by the way, Mike, wasn't that a driver from your home state we just saw?
Yeah, Steve, that was our only Wisconsin driver, Jim Altank from Menasha.
Well, as the fans take a look out here and get ready for the restart here, we have lost two boats, and we'll be starting with 13 on the dock. There you see the remains of David Annis's boat, and you can see some fiberglass damage right on the nose.
Well, that's the second race now that he's had a little accident, and that gets a little expensive buying cowlings.
So David Annis in his Seabolt build AAA mobile homes machine is done, and there you see some of the drivers getting ready. There's one way to cool off. Mike, let's talk about this start for these drivers.
It's particularly tough on a restart. The driver's thinking, do I have my safety stop switch hooked? Do I have my fuel pump on? I'm waiting for the flag to drop. And I'm setting a game plan in my mind. What lane do I want to take to that first turn?
And it's a very lonely, intense time for the driver as we see our pole sitter, Kevin Miller, ready to start one more time on the pole. There you see the tenseness on their faces as we get set to go. All eyes again fixed on the starter as the crew behind them settle the boat down, point them in the right direction. There you see Tim Seabold, who is starting back in the pack in the California Gold boat. Some of the spectators ready to get the right vantage point. The white flag is up now. Mike Tomlinson ready to drop it. Fuel pumps on. And the white flag is dropped, and it's a tremendous start as our pole sitter, Kevin Miller, jettisons away, and there's a driver who's in real trouble. It's Jim McKay, who won the first race of the year. He was left standing at the dock as the pack now heads into turn number one for the second time this afternoon. Remember, we only got as far as the first pin, and then we had a problem. This time it's Miller making his way through. Leatherby back in second place, Mike, and as we watch them come through this very important first turn on the first lap, it looks like everybody's going to make it through.
Not quite, Steve. Jerry Kowalski hooked the boat in a turn and must have pulled his kill switch, and the engine went dead. He'll get it restarted going, though.
Kowalski, the man out of Michigan, sitting way back in the pace now in turn number one as we pick up our leaders as they come through turns number 3 and 4 on the first lap. There's Kevin Miller. Terry Leatherby sliding to the outside, but here's a great battle for third. As you see the man on the outside, that looked like that was Harley Wilson, and that's not the play he likes to be at.
Well, no, but he started in the 6th position, but like I said before, he likes the outside line, and he went from 6th to 3rd in the first lap.
There you saw Leatherby really airing that boat out as Kevin Miller, he has designed this boat himself. It's an 87 edition. He wanted to have the input that only he could put into a boat. He said it only cost him about $2,000 to build, and it's a sure difference between maybe a Seabolt hull that would have cost him almost $12,000.
Well, that's the difference. The Miller brothers are building their own boats. And Seabolt, he's in the business to sell boats. Millers are building their own boats for themselves.
Well, Mark Miller didn't qualify, but Kevin is holding up the namesake as he comes around already. As we complete lap number 2 as they come around here, it looks like he's got about a 2-second lead on Terry Leatherby.
Well, you saw Harley there in 3rd, and now he's moving to the inside. Now he got through traffic, he's moving to the inside line. It's faster around the course.
There you see our leader, Kevin Miller, looking to the left and to the right. It's almost like formation flying. He's got problems on the left. He's got Leatherby there. He's got Wilson now moving up on Leatherby. They're equal on the right side as they come around now. We'll see him as they make the turn. You see Wilson taking the inside route as he made that corner, forcing Leatherby to the outside. Maybe Terry thinks that's the quicker way around. We'll just have to wait and see, Mike.
Well, Miller's still got a pretty good lead, but the way Harley went into that turn, he dove in there, got by Terry, but I think Terry's got a little bit more top end than Harley, but Harley's pushing it through the turns.
Well, they laughed at Harley's boat. It's on the right-hand side of the screen there. They called it a sidecar of a motorcycle. It was built by a man who normally builds sprint cars. And it's really effective here as Leatherby looks off to his left. Now it's Harley in the right position. He's got the inside route. He's forcing Terry Leatherby as he moves up on the inside to make him go wide. In other words, he's got to go a farther distance around the pin, and here's where he starts to make it up. Leatherby really tries to move out on the outside. He's trying to get the inside route, but he's got no place to go. Harley is holding him on.
We have two top veteran drivers out there, and it looks like Harley's got the advantage right now. He's got the inside line, the water's getting a little chopped up, and that boat runs better in the rough water.
Wilson now making the inside turn here as he comes out of turns 3 and 4. There you see the boat getting upset. Leatherby behind him had to move over on the wake. And Harley Wilson really starting to fly this boat high now, stretching it to the limit as he tries to really put pressure on the leader, Kevin Miller, as we go back to the man in third place. He finished second here a year ago, Terry Leatherby, who has been racing for quite a few years and is really hungry to win the championship this year. There you can see our leader, Kevin Miller. Look how low and flat that boat rides across the water. There he's in communications with his brother, Mark Miller. Another pair of eyes for him, Mike.
Yeah, some of the teams are starting to use radios, and it's nice for the driver to know where the competition's at on the course.
And for our leader, Kevin Miller, Mike, I got to tell you something. He not only can feel the pressure, but he's being told that Harley Wilson is starting to move in. It's got to be a frustrating thing for him. And as we advance now up to lap number 9 in this race, you see Homer Green coming through, and Homer is working his way up the field. And we come back to Jim Siebold on the far side here, a new driver in the SST. He's driving for California Gold this weekend. There's Kevin Miller. There's the battle for first place. Look how close Harley Wilson's moved in on Kevin Miller.
Well, you can just see the way he dove into that turn 4 on the inside, trying to take the inside line, and it looks like he's going to get him.
Kevin now knows he's in trouble, nose to nose, side by side. Here's Wilson now. He's really airing it out as he comes down the front straightaway. Kevin Miller has to be forced, and he takes the outside route. Harley Wilson has grabbed the lead in this race.
That's where experience came in. The veteran driver is handling that rough water better, I think, than Kevin right now, and he just showed it right there. Took him on the inside, pushed Kevin wide.
Well, we move ahead to lap 15, and there is your battle for 7th place between Ken Davis and the rookie James Summers. And Summers, you can see the white cross on his helmet. That means he's a rookie. There's Leatherby now as he makes the swing, as he goes down the back straightaway here. Leatherby back in third. He finished here second a year ago. Would like to move up a very important race to start the year off. And Leatherby cuts it too close, and he stalls it. Mike, I think he had a problem in the cockpit.
I think what he did is he pulled his safety stop switch or kill switch, and the engine quit, got it back started again.
Boy, the heart rate must have really taken off on Leatherby. And there's another driver who's doing very well in this race, Jay Price, who is driving for Martinez Marine. Price, who started this race back in 9th, is working his way up in the order, and currently he's back in 5th place. And we've reached the final lap here on the back straight. The man who is very much in charge this afternoon, Harley Wilson, who is looking to win his second race in 3 years here at Augusta. Now he makes a move on the inside. He's about ready to lap the California Gold driver of Tim Siebold. He sweeps him to the outside. Here comes Harley Wilson. He's just a matter of feet to hit the flag. He raises his arm. He has won. And look at the excitement on the man from Kissimmee, Florida, Mike. Harley Wilson, he is really happy he's back in the points race.
There's Terry Leatherby. He's finished second now 2 years in a row at an average speed of 101.6 miles an hour. And there comes Harley. Boy, there's one happy man. Today's his 18th wedding anniversary, and you can bet Virginia and the kids are real happy for Harley.
What a great Father's Day present for the man from Kissimmee, Florida. He started 6th. He finished 1st this afternoon. There you see the top 4. Terry Leatherby, as we mentioned, 2nd. Jay Price did a great job. He moved all the way up from 5th spot. And as we look farther down in the standings, Kevin Miller, who was on the pole, drifted back in this race. He ended up having handling problems, and he finished in 6th. The man who finished in 10th spot, Jim McKay out of Modesto, California, had a terrible day. He won the first race of the series. He started badly off the dock the second time. He had worked his way up to 3rd, but he ended up finishing in 10th. And there are the rest of the remainder of the 15 boats that started the race. 4 drivers did not finish in this race. And there you see the very happy man from Kissimmee, Florida, waving the flag as you take a look at the points now after 2 races in the IOGP Tour for the World Championship. And the leaderboard is locked solid with Jim McKay along with Harley Wilson with 9 points as you see the remainder of the drivers that have accumulated points in 2 races. We had a chance to talk to our winner down in the dock. Harley Wilson, come on up. Congratulations. A great victory. This is the second time you won Augusta in 3 tries. You must know your way around here pretty well.
Yeah, it's great to be back to Augusta. You know, last year we crashed and we didn't win and didn't even place. But we have really run well today. And I want to thank my sponsors, Total Look and Ward Construction and Major Marines. They're the one, you know, Major Marine built the boat, and Total Look is from Augusta, Georgia. And I tell you what, it's nice to be here.
We'll be back for the Mod VPs right after this.